outside sometimes, and sometimes the roots inside of you, there's a lot that needs to be worked out and a lot of lessons you need to learn. And sometimes dealing with hundreds and hundreds of customers and learning how to be a professional service provider, going out and growing a backbone and growing in your psychology, it's all very therapeutic in its personal development. So if you find yourself out there this year, I just want you to remember these words. If you get frustrated because things aren't happening fast enough for you, sometimes that's just part of the process. And going through that process is, I think it would be almost dangerous to circumvent or go around it without actually experiencing a period of just going to work every day, feeling like a nobody important, like you're nobody important. You're there to provide a service, and just doing nothing and being nobody for a while. Stop trying to be somebody. Stop trying to be, some big shot I'm not saying you are, but imagine you want to be a big shot and have a big fancy truck and a big business and all these things. Just listen to me clearly. I think that's an important part of the process. And then the day comes when you do become a big shot, or you get your nice trucks and you get a nice house and you get all these things, then you will have really actually paid the price for it, and you will have earned it, and you will be humble, and you will know that you worked hard for it and that you have it now and it's here to stay because you went through the really, really tough times and you earned your stars and stripes. Sometimes getting things handed to you is not a good thing, and I know that you know that. I know I didn't get anything handed to me. Today I have 2 6-figure businesses, which means 2 businesses that do over $100,000 a year. And we did $309,000 or something last year. And I know this year, my goal last year was $500,000, and I only did $300,000, which is still pretty good. My goal this year is $1 million, and I'll be really happy if we hit $500,000. And my personal income has gone up. I went from having debt collectors calling me and being broke and no money in the bank and an eviction notice and like a 512 credit score to now I have money in the bank, 0 debt, food in the fridge, obviously, and my credit score is like an 816. And my life is very, very different today than it was, even 5 years ago. It's a totally different life. And I just want to tell you real quick, there's a gestation period that we all go through, and I'm still going through one right now. I'm actually, between you and I, thinking about now starting a family because I was afraid because I wanted to make sure I was financially stable first. I grew up very, very poor, which leads me to the next topic is you have your own journey. I had this dream. I'll tell you the dream. All right. You've heard that I look up to this Joshua Latimer guy pretty much. You might have heard a lot. If you followed my content at all on YouTube, I talk about him all the time. This guy's awesome. He's a good friend of mine, and he's built multiple 7-figure businesses on autopilot. He's done all these great things, and the guy's wicked smart, and he's a business coach, and he's taught me so much. And my hat goes off to him, and I have a ton of gratitude for my friend Joshua Latimer. But what I would do is, when we're in periods of our lives that we want to be successful so bad, I'm going to tell you this dream I had that changed a lot for me in a second. But you will tend to take advice from other people that seem confident or it looks like they've made it farther than you have, and you'll take their advice. And that's a very powerful thing, and it's something to be grateful for. But also be careful because you have your own unique path. So take the good advice from other people and take what's useful and then move on with your life. Don't take every word they say as law, because if you could do everything exactly the way someone else does it, and you might not get the same results because that path was proprietary and unique to them. Well, every time Joshua Latimer, just to hang out with him or get on the phone with him was a big deal to me, and I would listen to every word he said so intently because this guy, he's extremely busy. He's got like 5 kids, and I just really value my time with him. But I would take everything he said so deeply to heart, like it was law. Like I had to do what he said because he knew the answers, to the point where I wasn't paying attention to and being confident in my own unique journey. Here's what I mean. Sometimes the things that you're doing aren't producing the fruit The seeds you're planting and gestating and germinating aren't bearing fruit yet. So you might get discouraged and want to jump off of your path and go do something else that one of your friends is doing, or in a different business, and you see them succeeding and you get frustrated, so you want to try what they're doing. Now, knowing when to quit something or it's just not working is a different story. But have you given the thing that you're doing a long enough and hard enough try? Have you put your heart into it? Have you researched? Have you really, 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 really buckled down and given 100% to what you're doing and jumped in and committed and allowed yourself to take some risks, right? If you haven't, then you really can't say that it doesn't work, right? And excuse me, I had to crack my back. So I had this dream that I was on a train. It was like a speeding train, like a transport train with all these people on it. And I had my backpack and all my camera gear and all this stuff because I love to make videos, right? And the train stops and I'm going to go jump on a different train to go to my destination. And as I got off the train and I stepped off the train over the threshold onto the platform and all these people were getting off, there were people getting on the train too that I was getting off of. And somebody walked past me that I had recognized. Who was that? And I looked back and this guy was getting on the train with his backpack and it was Joshua Latimer. And I look back, I go, whoa, Josh, what's up, bro? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm like, where are you going? And then I was getting rushed because there was people behind me waiting to get off the train, like, right? And he's like, oh, I'm going this way. And then all of a sudden I froze in my path. I already had a destination. I knew where I was going. But then I thought, wait a second. Josh knows for sure where he's going. I should follow Josh, right? And I was like, so I felt like I should follow him. Then I stopped real quick. It was this quick lightning impulse reaction. I was like, no, you have your own path, Keith. You got to go where you got to go. And then all of a sudden, like, it overpowered me and my shoulders dropped and I felt like all my confidence had drained. It's like, no, you need to go with Josh because that's the for sure answer because he really knows where he's going. And for some reason, I was like, impulsive reaction. I got back on the train and I followed Josh. And there I was, I got a seat and I sat down in the seat and I didn't even get to sit next to him. He was like 4 rows up over on the right kitty corner, like not even paying attention to me. Not that he like doesn't care about me, it's just like he had his own place to go. Like I chose to follow what he's doing, right? And I sat down in my seat and put my seatbelt on. I was like, wait a second, I don't even get to sit by him? And it's like, and then I was like, oh shoot, they closed the doors of the train and I realized that my backpack, I didn't have my backpack, oh my backpack. And all of a sudden like the doors opened and the stewardess was holding a backpack up and said, anybody lose a backpack? And I was like, oh, me. And I was all the way at the very back of the train. And so they passed the backpack down to me real quick and I went, oh, I hugged my backpack. At least I got my backpack. Oh. And then the door slammed of the train, of the speeding train, and it took off fast. And all of a sudden I realized I had left all my camera gear on the platform too. And I went, oh, and I went to open my mouth and I was realized like, you can't do that twice. I shut my mouth and I knew that the train was gone and all my camera gear was just sitting out on the platform and was lost forever. And then I sank in my seat of that train seat in total despair and fear. It was horrifying because I realized I was going to a destination that I didn't even belong with somebody who, not that he, my friend didn't care about me. It's just like, it was totally not my destination in life. And now I was trapped going to this destination. And I woke up. All of a sudden I woke up, I was like, and it was like, and I was like disoriented and I was like, pull the blankets off because I was sweating and I just felt total anxiety. And that dream changed my life's path over this past few months. And it's actually, I've been a little bit depressed because I realized that, I'm 38. I've achieved a lot of things that I've always dreamed of achieving in my life. I built a successful landscape business. It's a small little business, but it's successful. And I have so much passion in my media business because I have 2 businesses that I do that as well. And that's hit 6 figures and we hit over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got, like I said, money in the bank and food in the fridge, and I got a happy marriage, and I'm thinking about starting a family, and I've been able to become a keynote speaker. I've spoken on stages all over the country now, and I've put this all over YouTube, and this was a big, big, big dream to me. It means so much to me. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but I realized that I don't have to scratch and claw and fight to death for my survival anymore, and I finally made it out of that hole. And one of the scariest things to do is to let go of your old heroes. You have people of your past that you looked up to. And they could be people you know, it could be people on videos, even on YouTube. And those people gave you certain words of advice, almost like the book Paulo Coelho's, his book on Audible.com called The Alchemist. It's one of the best-selling books of all time. You should listen to it. You along the journey in life, you meet like different wise men, and the wise man on the mountain, and the guy at the merchant at the shop. And these people, they give you little tokens of information or wisdom along the way that help you on your path, and they become your heroes. But you know what happens is, as time goes on and you grow and you blossom, you're still sticking in those old points. Like you're stuck back there looking at your old heroes. And I learned this part right here from my friend Aaron Parker from Lean Mean Academy. Look him up on YouTube. He's got a pressure washing YouTube channel. Aaron Parker, the Lean Mean Academy. He's a good friend of mine. He's awesome. And he was talking about this old heroes thing. Some of your heroes you might have even passed, but let go and trust in yourself. And now take that shovel and start digging out your own trench and carving out your own path in life. And saddle up, put on your backpack, put on your work boots, and charge off into the unknown and free fall into infinity, and stop being afraid. The only way you're going to get to the next step in your business and in your life is you're going to have to let go of old ideals, old identities, which means you're going to have to upgrade your identity. Take a breath and let go. Install healthy boundaries and have difficult conversations with people around you. It's because I actually care about you for real. All right, that job's done. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm pretty tired. My legs are sore from going up and down the ladder and working, plus building this new garden box after work, and now doing the hardwood floors in my basement every night after work till 11 p.m. or until I get tired. I'm fired up though. I gotta get that money, dog. Let me know in the comments below if you're fired up. If you watch this video all the way to the end, give me a thumbs up and put in the comments below, fired up. You know what? I feel like getting my wife some flowers on the way home from work. I come to pick up some flowers. Look at this, it's beautiful.